Hi everyone. Thanks for coming to our virtual food festival. So this event is hosted by the International Student Program and is part of the International Education Week celebration. So today we are going to watch a couple of videos from our international student about the food from their country. So as Chicago said, this event will be live streamed. So please go to our YouTube channel and check it out. So first let's welcome the first student, and she's our student ambassador, Jackie. She will show us how to make fried Filipino-style spring roll, lumpia. So Jackie, do you want to do a little introduction about your dish?
Sure. Hello, everybody. Thanks for coming. As you all know, I guess you have tried lumpia. If you haven't tried lumpia, you can give a reaction or say in the chat, but I'm pretty sure you have already tasted. So just enjoy the video. Hello, I'll be showing you today how to make fried lumpia. It is said that the lumpia is derived from the Chinese spring roll. The Chinese originally created a meal that incorporated all the fresh vegetables available in spring after a winter of consuming mostly preserved foods. It is believed that Chinese immigrants from the Fujian province brought this dish to the Philippines and that its popularity spread from there. Now, fried lumpia are sold almost in every street stalls in the Philippines. This is usually served with sweet and sour sauce in every special occasion, potluck, and any type of gathering. My family, however, likes to eat lumpia with vinegar and minced garlic mixed together. It is also good when you put a little of the minced garlic and a little of the vinegar on every single bite. Try this if you haven't yet, next time you order lumpia or when you make your own. Alright, these are all the ingredients I used: ground turkey, onion, garlic, carrot, egg, black pepper, salt, oyster sauce, and lumpia wrapper. Now it's usually ground pork, but you can use any type of meat you want. For the oyster sauce, I use this specific brand called Panda Brand Oyster Flavored. And for the lumpia wrapper, I use this one, TYJ Spring Roll Pastry. Alright, time to make some lumpia. 1 pound of ground turkey, half minced garlic to give a garlicky taste. You can put less, up to you. Half cup grated carrot, half cup minced half onion, 1 egg, a teaspoon of black pepper, less half teaspoon salt, 2 tablespoons of oyster sauce, and mix all together. Marinate for 30 minutes. Alright, time to wrap it up. A tip I learned from my parents was to cover the wrappers with a damp cloth to avoid getting them dry and hard. Place the wrapper in a diagonal shape, approximately 1 teaspoon of filling per wrapper. Fold it over the filling, tack in both sides, roll it, seal it with egg white, then roll it again. Voila! This recipe makes exactly 50 pieces of lumpia, but sometimes it's less or more than that. What I do when I don't have any more wrapper left, not to put to waste, I fry the filling in small patties or meatballs. I freeze some of them, which can last for months, and of course, fry the rest. Fried lumpia.
Thank you, Jackie, for sharing this delicious dish. I really love it.
Okay, now let's check East Europe. A beautiful country graced food. A dessert named Lukumatis are little bite-sized, fluffy, sweet honey balls. It's also called Grape Donuts, which are traditionally served soaked in honey strip. Bella Marinos will show us how to make this delicious dessert.
Hi, today I'm going to be teaching you how to make a traditional Greek dessert called Lukumatis. Lukumatis originated in Greece and it can be traced back to the first Olympic game of 1776 BC. Basically, the Lukumatis were served to winners as honey tokens. The ingredients that we will be using today are flour, sugar, activated dry yeast, water, milk, salt, olive oil, honey, cinnamon powder, and chopped walnuts. Let's get started. We will begin by making the dough. First, add 1 cup of lukewarm water. Next, add 2 packets of activated dry yeast. The 2 packets should amount to about 15 grams of activated dry yeast. Next, stir with a fork until the yeast completely dissolves. Then, stop stirring and allow it to sit for about 5 minutes. In order to make the dough, we will start by adding 3 1/4 cup of flour. We will then go ahead and add 2 tablespoons of sugar. Next, we will add 1 flat teaspoon of salt. Then we will go ahead and add 4 tablespoons of extra virgin olive oil. Then we will go ahead and add 1 cup of lukewarm milk. And finally, we will go ahead and add our resting yeast mixture. After pouring in the yeast mixture, we will go ahead and start stirring. You are going to continue stirring until all visible clumps are gone. Once you have mixed all of the clumps out of your dough, go ahead and cover the bowl with either a kitchen towel or plastic wrap. Then leave the bowl in a warm place for at least 1 hour to allow the dough to rise. After about an hour has passed, you will need a medium frying pan. Begin by pouring either vegetable oil or in this case olive oil into the pan. Pour enough oil to deep fry the lukumatis. Then go ahead and turn the heat of your stove onto high. Leave the stove on high until you see bubbles. Now we are going to go ahead and uncover our dough. Now you're going to take a spoon dipped in some tap water and pull some dough out of your bowl. This will allow the dough to sort of slide off your spoon while you're putting it in the pan. If you want a more circular shape to your dough, you can go ahead and pour it into a Ziploc bag and cut the tip to pipette it into your frying pan. Now you are going to allow that dough to fry until one side is golden brown. Then you could flip it with tongs or a spatula. To save time, you can cook multiple lukumatis at once. Just make sure to flip them frequently. Once all sides of the lukumatis are golden brown, go ahead and remove them from your pan and put them on a plate with a paper towel to remove excess oil. After frying all of your pieces of dough, you are going to go ahead and roll each piece in a pot of warm honey. Then you are going to go ahead and sprinkle some cinnamon onto each side of the lukumatis. I find that using a small strainer is a bit better because it allows an even coat to coat each side. Then you are going to put it in a dish and add some chopped walnuts to taste.
Now you're all done. Thank you for watching my video. I hope you enjoy. Have a nice day.
Well, it seems like an easy dessert to make, and I will definitely try to make this dessert someday at home. So, as a Chinese, I'm proud of various food we have, and Yao Lan Luo here will teach us how to make the most traditional and easy to make Chinese dish, tomato and egg stir fry.
Hi, today we're gonna make a traditional Chinese dish. It's called tomato and eggs stir fry. And what we need are some tomatoes, some salt, and a garlic, a cup of eggs, and some green onions. And first we're gonna smash this garlic and dice them into a really little one. And then we will do the same things to the green onions. I use a lot of green onions and garlic because I really like them. So it depends on your own flavor, your own habit. And then we're gonna stir some eggs, maybe 5 or 6. And once they are ready, we will prepare the tomatoes. We're gonna cut one cross line on each tomatoes, and let me tell you why later. And then we're gonna put the tomatoes into the small pot and boil them for about 5 or 6 minutes. And now we're gonna peel the skins out of the tomatoes, so you can see now why I make those cross line. It will make you more easier to take the skins of the tomatoes. It's kind of a little trick. And after that, we will also cut them into pieces. Not too big or not too small as well. And then we're gonna add some oil in the pot and heat the pot. And first, we're gonna fry some eggs. That's simple. And then we need to fry the tomatoes that we prepared before. First, we're gonna put some green onions into the pot and fry them. And once you can smell the flavor, the taste of the green onions, you can put your tomatoes inside and just fry them evenly. And don't forget to smash the tomatoes all the time so that you can let the juice in the tomatoes come out. So that's the soul of this dish. It's really important. You need to let those juices outside of the tomatoes. So you're gonna smash them all the time. And meanwhile, you can add some salt. And also some sugar to add more flavor into this dish. And continue to smash them. And then we're gonna put all the eggs into the pot and fry them. And finally, we're gonna put some soy sauce into this dish. It will make, trust me, it will make this dish more delicious.
Yeah, I still remember that it is a common dish in our middle school canteens. So Yala Lore is actually here today. Lore, do you want provide some tips about making it?
Yeah, I think the most important point is you're gonna smash the tomatoes all the time because the juices are the soul of this dish. So
Yeah.
that's the most important point.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, Lore. And now it's time to explore Brazilian food. So, panjuquillo, also known as Brazilian cheese bread, is a small baked cheese roll or cheese bone, a popular snack and breakfast food in Brazil. So now we have Carlo Oliveira to show us how to cook it. So he is here today. And Kyle, do you want to introduce
Oh, yeah, sure. So it's basically is known as cheese bread here in America. You can go to any grocery store. You're probably gonna find like the frozen ones. They're already like a roll in the like gold size balls. But in Portuguese, we say pão de queijo. It's a
Only.
little
Okay.
pão de queijo. Yeah.
Okay.
So it's basically just a small snack.
Mhm.
Uh, the main difference between the traditional bread and the cheese bread that is because we use the a flour, so it's not the wheat flour. Uh, it's good because you're not gonna use all ingredients that you use in the traditional French bread.
Mhm.
But also there's some issues that I discovered later because it gets a little hard after you bake and you leave for one day. But even though it's very traditional, we usually eat in the breakfast or between the main meals. And yeah, that's, that's it.
So now let's see the videos.
Hi everyone, my name is Caio, I'm from Brazil, and today I'm gonna teach you how to make the pão de queijo or cheese bread. Today I'm gonna teach you how to do the very traditional one, pão de queijo, that we usually have for breakfast or between the main meals. So the very traditional pão de queijo usually just take 6 or 7 ingredients. The first one is a cup of milk. And the second ingredient is the oil. It could be any vegetable oil. The other one is eggs, salt at your desire. And the most important one is the cheese. So today we're gonna use a cheese blend that goes Parmesan and mozzarella. But you guys are open to use any that you like, consistent. And the secret or the difference between the very traditional bread is the tapioca flour, which is basically made of the yuca. You're gonna use just 1 pound. And this special ingredient, you can see here, this is a Brazilian brand, so it's called polvilho. This one from Brazil you can find in any Latino market. The process to prepare the pão de queijo is very easy. So the first thing we're gonna do is to add the oil to the pan, the oil, and we also add the milk, and we're gonna put a little bit of salt. Put here the cooktop. We're gonna boil the mix. So meanwhile, we're gonna add the tapioca flour to the bowl. We also gonna use the eggs right now. So 3 eggs. And finally, we add the cheese. As we wait until the mixture boil, we're gonna mix our other mixture here in the large bowl. Okay, I can hear that the mixture is already boiling. So once it's boiled, you can add everything in the large bowl. Be careful, it's hot. Okay, now you're gonna need to use 1 big spoon to mix everything, and we're gonna let it rest for 10 minutes. So while I left the dough rest for 10 minutes, I preheat the oven for 450 Fahrenheit. So after you have all the ingredients in the bowl, here's the most, not difficult, but more hard-working process, is to mix everything in the meat for 15 minutes. You can see this is the dough. It's very sticky, elastic. So it's gonna be like in this shape. Make sure you leave like some 50% space between them because they're gonna grow. So after you shape your dough in form of supposedly golf size balls, we're gonna put it in the oven and let it bake for about 50 minutes. Here we have our cheese bread finally ready after baking. You can see like a little crust on it. You can see the cheese. It smells very good. And let's try it.
I will definitely try this amazing cheese bread when I visit Brazil. So now it's time to go back to Asia. I personally love Japanese food. A characteristic of traditional Japanese food is sparing use of red meats, oils, and fats, and dairy products. The presentation and the balanced nutrient ratio always surprised me. Today we got chance to have Karen and Chisaki workers to showing us how to make traditional Japanese style breakfast. And before showing the video, Chisaki or Karen, do you want to like introduce us to the video?
Well,
Let me get something.
what do you get?
Hi.
So in the video, we're gonna be making like a traditional Japanese breakfast, and at the end, we're basically saying like, "Let's eat."
Okay.
Hi guys, today we're going to be making Japanese style breakfast. Here are the ingredients for miso soup. You need miso paste, a Japanese soup stock called dashi, some dried seaweed, tofu, and green onions. For the dashimaki tamago, you need eggs, some milk, and shirodashi. Shirodashi is a mixture of dashi and soy sauce. You can get these ingredients from any Asian supermarket or a Japanese store. First, we put 3 cups of water into the pot. Then we cut the tofu into small squares. Then we heat up the water until it starts bubbling. Put it on high. Now the water started bubbling, so we will go ahead and put in the dashi. After we put in the dashi, we are going to mix it up. Get some miso, about a spoonful, and grind it down. Lastly, we will put in the dry seaweed into the miso soup. Make sure you grind it a little while putting it in. Now, cut the green onions into small slices. Next, we will make the omelet. Crack 4 eggs.
Thank you, Karen. You did a good job. Thanks for sharing your video, and you will be so good if I can try it tomorrow morning for my breakfast. So next one, we have Zaw. He's from Myanmar, and he's going to show us how to make paratha chicken curry. Zaw, do you want to say something before we play the video? Oh, he's not here. All right.
Hello everyone, today's dish we'll be making is Paratha chicken curry. First, we start off with some garlic and put them in a blender. Next, we have some shallots, which we peel the skin off. Then we chop off the ends and grind them inside the food processor until it looks like this. Then we start preparing some chicken. We start by cutting them up into pieces and putting them into a bowl. Next, we pour some oil into the pan to heat up and add diced shallots into the pan. When the shallots are almost translucent, add in the garlic. Let it simmer for a few minutes, and then give it a stir. Add in some ginger, powder, then stir. Add some paprika and curry leaves, then stir again. We want to cook this for a while and wait for the color to change. Then add some soy sauce. Stir it some more. Then we add our chicken into the pan bit by bit and mix it with the sauce. Add some flavor packets. Then we cook the paratha by pouring some oil into a clean pan and browning it on each side. To make it crispier, torch it on each side slightly. Check on the chicken and sauce in the pan and make sure it's boiling. And finally, scoop some chicken onto a dish. Shred the paratha and dig in. And there you have it, paratha chicken curry.
Wow, it looks so good, right? I used to eat curry with rice, but right now I'm thinking to try paratha. So next is Jackie again. She grew up in Greece and she's going to teach us how to make honey cookie in Greek. Hi Jackie, I don't know how to pronounce the name correctly. Can you help me do that?
Sure, it's called melo macarona, which means meli, honey, and melo and macarona, it's meaning blessed in ancient Greek word. So it's a traditional Christmas cookie, which I'm pretty excited to make again for Christmas. So I hope you enjoy the video again. Hello everybody. I'll be showing you today how to make one of my favorite Greek cookies, melo macarona. In English, they are known as the Christmas honey-spiced cookies. You heard it right. I said Christmas. Since Thanksgiving is not celebrated in Greece, I specifically decided to make these cookies. These cookies are found in every pastry shop, in bakeries, starting from the end of November or even now. These are served along with other cookies, such as kuraviedes. Those are the white cookies to your left. They are butter almond cookies covered in powdered sugar. So good. I don't remember what the other one on the top is called, but that's not what we're going to focus. We're going to focus on these cookies. The word melo macarona is a combination of the word meli, which means honey in Greek, and makaronia, which comes from the ancient Greek word makaria, meaning blessed. Alright, now that you know at least 3 Greek words, I'm going to show you the ingredients that I used. This will make about 20 cookies and total time for this is 35 minutes. Syrup, I used water, granulated sugar, honey, however I used maple syrup since I was running out of honey but used it for later for the cookies. Cinnamon, whole cloves, and orange. Next, for the dough, orange juice and zest, granulated sugar, olive oil, ground cloves, ground nutmeg, ground cinnamon, baking soda and baking powder, salt, vanilla extract, all-purpose flour, and bread flour. And last but not the least, walnuts are typically used for these cookies, but since I have extra pistachios, I use them as well. Any type of nuts would work, almonds would work too. First, I'm going to make the syrup, 2 cups of water, 1.5 cups granulated sugar, 1/2 cup maple syrup, 1 cinnamon stick, 5 whole cloves, 1 orange cut in half. Boiled for 3 to 5 minutes and let it cool while I do the next. Wet ingredients, I forgot to record each of them, so here are the specific measurements. 3/4 cup orange juice, approximately 1/4 cup orange zest, 1 cup olive oil, 1/4 teaspoon ground cloves, 1/4 teaspoon ground nutmeg, 1.5 teaspoon ground cinnamon, 1 teaspoon baking soda, 2 teaspoons baking powder, pinch of salt, and 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. Mix all together. Next, dry ingredients. 2.5 cups AP flour, 1/4 cup bread flour. Mix dry into wet for about 10 seconds to avoid the olive oil from seeping out. Molded the dough with a tablespoon, then crushed pistachios and walnuts, then baked for 20-25 minutes. After 25 minutes, we soak the cookies right away in the syrup for 30 seconds, making sure each are fully coated. Poking the dough with a fork helps. Then I let it dry on a rack as I drizzled with honey, garnished with the crushed pistachios and crushed walnuts. And here you go, bella macarona.
Wow, the cookie looks so delicious, and I usually have like chocolate flavored cookies. I never had like honey flavored cookies. And also, I want to thank Jackie for providing the cultural background of the cookie. And now, let's go back to Asia again. Singapore is also one of the most famous countries to visit for food. I love laksa and chicken rice there. And today, Kizzy Cook will introduce us to a famous dish in Singapore named mee soto, a spicy noodle soup. Let's watch the video.
Today, I'm making mee soto, a spicy noodle soup.
So this is coriander seeds. We put in about 5 tablespoons of coriander seeds. My peppercorns, you use 1 tablespoon. Lightly toasted. 1 knob of galangal. Slice it up. Throw it into the processor. The ginger, I mean. Next, you have 1 red onion. You can use about 6 to 8 garlics and 6 to 8 canned donuts. Throw it all into the blender. And the coriander seeds and peppercorns you have toasted early on. So once you have done that, blend until it becomes like this. Once you're done, put it aside. And we'll go to the frying step. Pour in about 2 to 3 tablespoons of oil. 1 cinnamon sticks, about 20 pods of cardamom, 5 star anise, and about 10 cloves. Throw it into the pot and fry them till it's fragrant. Pour in the paste. So fry them till it's fragrant. Next, pour in 2 liters of chicken stock and add in 1 liter of water. Stir it up and let it simmer. Next, get 4 stalks of lemongrass. Cut off the top. You only want the lower part here. Once you have cut them, bruise them up a little bit. And once you're done with the lemongrass, put them into the stock. They are simmering now. And next, we have 4 whole chicken legs. Put them in. After 1 hour, turn off the flame and remove the chicken first. Next, drain the soup. Discard away the spices and bring the pot back to the stove. Put about 1 tablespoon of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt. Stir it and let it simmer. Remove the chicken from the bone. So what I will do is use a fork and just shred it. And once you're done, let's go back to the soup. Put the shredded chicken back into the soup. So I've soaked some dried vermicelli and some bean sprouts. into the pot of boiling water, along with some bean sprouts. So let it blanch for a while. So when it's not done, remove it from the pot, place them into a bowl. Once you're done, garnish with some shallots. And we're done.
It looks so good, and China is close to Singapore, and hope I will try it when I got the time to visit Singapore.
All right. The next video is actually a surprise video that I received this morning, and I'm very excited to share about it. It is something I haven't heard of before, but some of you might have. It's called, and pardon if I butcher this, Arroz Valenciana, which is a Filipino paella. And this is from our student, Indria. I'm not sure in the house. Let me just, if she's in the house, let me just scan the participants. I don't see her. So I'm just going to share her video with you guys and let her take it away.
It makes me hungry though.
So the last student is me. I'm going to show you how to cook a Chinese street food spicy potato. In China, we call it 狼牙土豆 because the shape of the potato looks like the wolf teeth.
Everyone, today I'm going to teach you how to make spicy potato. So first of all, you need to peeling the potatoes. Then you need to get a wavy knife and then slice the potato just like this. And then you need to put it in the water. So the purpose is that we need to remove the starch in order to taste better. And then we need to chop some scallion. And then dice an onion. Let's boil the potato for 3 minutes.
A few moments later.
And then drain the potato. Let's put some oil in the pot and fry the potato.
Let me tell you a little trick. If you cannot get a knife right away, you can go to any grocery store to buy the frozen fries and just put it in the oven. Just do it like this. It's just so easy. So I think that is all for today's festival. So let's take a group picture for today.
If you could turn on your camera.
Yeah, please turn on your
That would
camera.
be great.